Leos, I'm here to do your reading. I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. Leos, what do I feel for the Leos? I actually feel you guys right in your energy. As soon as I started to, step into your energy, I was immediately greeted by the lion, which tells me that you guys are really, most of you are probably really feeling in your element, surprisingly, despite being on the cusp of like Libra season. I actually feel like Virgo season did you guys good, despite maybe kicking and screaming a little bit. I'm hearing finances. Your finances might be stepping up, or ramping up, I should say. So the first card out is let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. I actually feel like this might actually be referring to people helping you, like actually helping you. I feel like some of you guys have a heavy workload or heavy responsibilities, and some of you might feel like you have to do them all on your own, but I really feel the sense that maybe you guys can kind of delegate a little bit of like, hey, I'd like for so-and-so to help me with this because I have a lot on my plate, so to speak. I typically don't feel that off of this card, but I am actually picking up on that. So maybe just ask for help if you need it. But other than that, I really feel like this talks about diving into that intuition. It is safe for you to love, open and receive. Open your heart and give and receive the highest energy of all. We have stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance and soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. I'm feeling here, some of you might actually have a little bit of doubt with the person that you're dealing with, but I do feel like when you open up that heart chakra and you're open to the highest energy that the universe has to give you, I feel like that's when this is all going to come together for you. I really feel like it's important to stay optimistic about anything in general within your life. I do feel like you guys have had some mountains that you had to climb that definitely put you out of your element. But I see you here flourishing. You're flourishing despite feeling a little bit topsy-turvy. I do feel like you are in your element here. I feel like you're dealing with somebody where you're just unsure. You're unsure of this connection. You're unsure of this person. And some of you guys might actually be communicating with your friends a little bit too much about your current situationship, because I feel like a lot of people are involved in this. Or that it's like people have a hand in this that really shouldn't have a hand in this. The first card out is the Fool. So right off the bat, I definitely feel like somebody has initiated a process of transformation, but I actually feel like a very happy-go-lucky, lighthearted energy off of this card. I feel like somebody is really stepping into their power, and they are going towards the path that has been illuminated to them. I do feel like this path involves spirituality and or the arts. And I don't mean like magic arts. I mean like the arts as in like creative arts. So that could be like acting, it could be music, it could be like actually like painting or drawing, could be sculptures, something in nature, like there's something going on there. Somebody could like to sail or like be on the water a lot, so you could have like a fishing business or something that you're planning on opening, and it brings you that fulfillment. I'm not sure why it brought me to fit, or maybe you know somebody who works in that field. I feel like somebody has done a lot of soul searching to figure this out. I'm still on the full card here. It's not having me move forward because I'm not quite done with the messages that are coming out of it. So with this Fool card here, I'm seeing somebody just pack their stuff and go. And it's because they have to. This person has a requirement on a spiritual level to continue on the path that they're going on. And as though some people might not like the fact that they might have to leave for periods of time, that they come back, you know, but they're going through a transformative process here, maybe even progress. With the Tower here, something happened in the process of this person getting on their path. So could have been a disagreement with somebody, could have been like, oh, so-and-so doesn't like what's going on because I'm not around so much anymore, yada, yada, yada. Because say somebody has a job where they have to travel a lot, but like this job is their passion and it's they love it. The person that you're dealing with might have had a hard time with that travel, might have had a hard time with the separation. And I do feel like somebody's at a place right now where they're contemplating cutting everything down and starting new. So this person's looking at this situation and they're like, is this harvest worth it? Or should I cut it down and start again? It's a contemplation. Somebody I do feel is struggling a little bit. Jeez, every time. Somebody I do feel is struggling a little bit with, oh, my cards are all mixed up. Like all topsy-turvy and stuff like that. And this deck, for just my personal preferences, they're usually not reversed in this deck. But yeah, I see somebody looking at a situation and they're like, should I whip out my sword and cut this off? Should I whip out my sword and put an end to this situation? Is this serving my highest good, or is this causing me chaos in my life? And I'm actually hearing that a situation might actually trigger somebody's mental health into a state of depression or into a state of anxiety. And if that's the case, then you have to cut it, because you shouldn't be dealing with a situation that repetitively puts you in a dark place or keeps you operating off of a place of heavy energy. You don't need that heavy energy. But there are seeds that have been planted here, and I feel like there's a feminine energy who's watching something unfold, and they're like, okay, I need to make a decision and figure out if this is worth me investing in. I feel like somebody's just kind of like, they're ready to move forward. They're ready to, you know, harvest what they've grown, but also, you know, reap the benefits and carry on, is what I'm hearing, is reap the benefits and carry on. I'm not quite sure what that means. I'm also seeing the Knight of Swords here. And this Knight of Swords, I feel like it's not very communicative. Like, this person's not super communicative. I feel like somebody's kind of just swallowing the words that they've spoken, like they're eating their own words. And I feel like somebody's being called out on like negative behavior, because somebody's like, listen, I have a path that I need to fulfill, and I know what I deserve, and I'm not quite sure that this is what I deserve. Because I know that I'm more than that. I know that I deserve respect. I know that I deserve open communication, whatever the case may be. And then we have the King of Pentacles, and it's like this person's not willing to open up their box. They're not willing to come towards you, and I feel like it's a little bit fear-based, because they are carrying such a big box. And I feel like this person in this box, they have all of their emotions. I feel like that's what they're carrying in this reading in specific. I feel like this person who's in Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, whatever's hidden in that box, they don't really know if they can open up with. They don't know if it's safe. And I feel like it has to do with communication. It has to do with the throat chakra, and I feel like my third eye just like popped. So there's something that has, it's like a spark of intuition. It's a spark of knowing that I think this Queen of Swords energy here knows about. And this Queen of Swords is the Fool energy here, and they know it. And she's like, I'm going on my path. This is what I'm doing. And it's like she's carrying this tower, and she's like, should I or shouldn't I? Should I reap what I've sown here and move on, or what do we do here? And it's like they're both outside in a garden, but see, she's flourishing. He doesn't have any flowers. She has flowers all around her. New life, new blooms everywhere. But he doesn't really have that. He just has vines. And I'm really being pulled to that. Now, there could be a situation where there's another person who's a little bit younger but still might be a little bit older. See, like, this Queen of Swords energy, I feel like you might be older than this Knight of Swords energy. But they might be young, they might be a little bit wet behind the ears, so to speak. But they're not communicating with you at all. But they're also flourishing. See, they have the flowers too, so there's like new life, new blooms, new everything. But maybe this person feels like they can't communicate because you haven't cut something down yet. You haven't harvested something yet. You haven't came to a close with something yet. And this King of Pentacles, again, I can't tell if these two people are the same, but I don't think that they are. I feel like you're dealing with someone who has a younger energy and somebody who has an older energy. But see, this King of Pentacles, they're not really willing to open up that lock. And this Knight of Swords energy, they're just watching. Unless this King of Pentacles energy is coming in as the Knight of Swords, because they're just watching you. Like, maybe like they're watching you figure your situation out, but they're not saying anything to you. This might actually be connected to the Sagittarius read that I did, because if I'm not mistaken, I think this came out in that reading too. The same type of energy of somebody watching but not saying anything. Oh, geez, we have the Devil card here. So somebody's leaving a toxic situation. Somebody has... It's like this little butterfly came and they were like your guiding light to get you out of a situation. It was like this little butterfly of a truth, this little butterfly hint, this little butterfly symbol. And you were so like enamored with this little butterfly that you're like, ooh, this transformation, like, oh, I'm just gonna follow it. And you actually wiggled your way out of a toxic situation by doing that. And I hope that that makes sense. But it's like whatever situation you were in, this illuminated butterfly was like, you know, flying around you, and it landed, and it's just like, oh, look at this butterfly, I'm gonna follow it. And by doing that, it took you right, oh my gosh, look at that, it took you right out of the situation. It just slipped right out of my hand, like you just slipped away from this toxic energy here, and you just went your own way, or you're about to. Yeah, because right under the Tower, we have the Santa Muerte. And this card really talks to me on a lot of different levels, especially being right under the Tower here. There's a Tower moment here, and it's almost like there's a birth that's waiting to happen, whether that be like a new creative endeavor, an actual birth of a child. There's some type of birth of illumination. It's something that's divine. It's something that's spiritual. It's something that has been waiting to bloom and blossom. And it's like this precious little tiny thing that, like this butterfly, like it's this precious little tiny thing that you're not willing to let go of, because you've gotten that glimpse, you've gotten that light, you've seen that light, because that little light that's in this butterfly right here, this little light that's illuminating it, is the same one that's illuminating the Santa Muerte card. And I feel as if they are connected. So this is that same energy of, it is so divinely protected. Like with this Death card here, because I'm interpreting this as the Death card in this deck in specific. There's so much new life that's coming out of this. Whatever is coming to a complete closure, whatever tower erupts, whatever the case may be, there's something so pure and so innocent that comes out of it. Whoop. And under the Queen of Swords, we have the Five of Pentacles. So this tells me that somebody has been trekking. I mean, like, trekking through some really dark, like, catacomb type of energies, like, really in the dark tunnels, like, really just trying desperately to have their path illuminated. And it's like, okay, I've walked through this boneyard enough, and I've had it, and I'm moving forward regardless. Like, I just feel such sass coming off of this Queen of Swords, where it's like, oh, you think you're gonna do this? I don't think so. I'm gonna cut you out real quick. We have the Nine of Pentacles under the Six of Wands, which, again, with this time, there's something with time where it's like, it is time to go, and I'm hearing, like, that ding of the, what is it? Why can't I think of what this is called? This type of a clock. I'm hearing that ding, that bell go off, where it's like, boop, 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 boop. It's like, hey, it's here. You know, the clock struck midnight, Cinderella. Your ships are here. That's what I'm hearing. It's like, your ships are here. Wow, yeah. So we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Eight of Pentacles. So the wheel, like this, it's spinning, the clock's ticking, the wheel's spinning, the clock's ticking, the wheel's spinning. It's here. There's something that's here for you. There's some type of balance between masculine and feminine. There's some type of balancing situation that's trying to come about here. There's a new opportunity to invest in something, but it's been hidden under these vines. And I'm being pulled to look at the correlation of the vines in this. Because, like, here there's all these vines, but there's no blooms. And there's all these vines and no blooms. There's something that's just been embedded. And under this Knight of Swords here, like, he's got blooms and flowers. And then in this deck, like, there's all these little tiny leaves and little new life blooms coming up here. So it tells me that there's something going on that's being cultivated. It's blooming, it's flourishing, it's blossoming. But then there's something that's not. It's just vines, and I almost said veins when I said it. It's just kind of like these veins that kind of remind me of like a snake, kind of like, you know, whatever you associate that with. We have the Two of Wands. Somebody is like hardcore sticking to their guns. They're like, I know what's right and what's wrong. I know what I need to do. We have the King of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. Wow. So somebody is holding on to a situation that does not want to let go. Somebody's like keeping somebody stuck. Like, somebody's like, no, you're not going anywhere. I'm going to pick you up and I'm going to put you here. I'm going to pick you up and I'm going to put you here. Like, somebody's keeping somebody stuck. And, like, this card's pointing directly to let your friends help you. So I feel like your spirit guides and maybe even your ancestors and even your family members might be trying to communicate something to you, but you might not be in a position to hear it because there's like this guarded illusionary thing that's still here right now. So when this new transformative energy comes through, I feel like it's going to take you guys by surprise because you're going to be like, ooh, that's like, look at that butterfly. And then you're going to follow that butterfly and it's going to lead you to a whole new path. It's going to lead you to something so beautiful, but you have to make the decision to cut something down. You have to make the decision to harvest something while you can, to wrap it up. It's almost like a wrap up. It's time to wrap something up, but somebody's like, I don't want to move. Like, I don't want to do anything until I know something. I don't want to do anything until I know. I don't want to do anything until I know, is all I'm hearing. So somebody's very stubborn and stuck in their ways. But there is a lot of, I'm being drawn back to the blooms, to the blossoms. Like, look at the flowers, look at the blossoms. Like, whatever is blooming and whatever is not blooming, pay attention to that, is really what I'm hearing, is pay attention to that. And again, the signs that are very prominent are Aries, Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Scorpio, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Oh my goodness. Oops, sorry. Guys, I just got a glimpse of my allergy face. And I actually had a card here on the floor that I did not see fall. That's the Lovers. So somebody has the key to unlock something. Somebody knows what they need to do. And I feel, again, with a very strong water presence here, there's something that needs to flow. There's something that is within reach, but somebody needs to just get there, needs to just unlock it. But somebody's not willing to share their box, whatever that is. Somebody's not willing to open up their box. But, like, two people have the ability to get the key to a lock, but I don't think that this person is the same as this person. I think this is something new. I think this is something fresh. There's going to be something that needs to be decided upon it and looked at differently. We have the Three of Fire. So abundance, things looking very good, having patience at this time and making long-term plans. Oh my goodness. The table is going to flip, so it's not a very sturdy table. Sorry. Way too many cards. Again. King of Earth. Generous, professional, responsible, and practical. This is a successful time. Confidently accept opportunities that you're being offered and having the Midas touch. So I feel like there's somebody who's watching something unfold. They're watching somebody go through a transformation, but they're just kind of watching. They're sitting there. And I really feel like you need to step into this energy of the King of Earth, step into that power of being generous, professional, responsible, practical, and understand that this is a successful time for you to develop, for you to keep moving forward, for you to have new opportunities. And I also have the Ten of Air here. So the end of a difficult situation, embrace the change, and expect things to get better now. And somebody could be recovering from an addiction. And then I also have the Chariot card here that wanted to come out as well. So an important achievement, self-discipline, and willpower, public recognition. So this is really, Sevens talk to me about life path. So I really feel like somebody's learning how to get onto their path. They're about to get on their path if they're not already. And there's an ending that needs to happen. There's a situation that needs to happen. I'm actually feeling codependency here. You could be dealing with somebody who's codependent, and it's like you got to, like, it is safe for you to love abundantly. It is safe for you to put that love into the universe because it will be reciprocated. There will be reciprocity given to you, but you just have to get over this little tiny hump that you're in right now. And I just saw 22:44 on the clock. There's something being balanced out for your own stability. There's a decision that needs to be made on your end when it comes to your own stability, when it comes to your path, when it comes to a cycle, when it comes to whatever the case may be that's significant in your life. There's something that needs to be addressed. But somebody's completely just like, oh, this is cool. Like, oh, this is nice. Oh, this is fun. But you know, as awesome as that energy is, don't forget what's going on around you. So that's what I got for you guys. Thank you guys for listening, and I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.